Hello, PHP for Beginners Part 13. Last video we looked on multi-dimensional array of associative arrays. This is the array, it's array of arrays, and we look through it by this code and we display it like this. So for each array we display the name, last name, and age for each array. And this is makes sense, like if you loop an object or an associative array here in PHP, it's make it really easier with associative array. Today we will learn another kind of loop. It's we did it in for loop, so we'll do exactly the same with while loop. So let's write here. So for beginning we need to assign the same directly, the I to something. So let's assign I to 0. Actually, we don't need this code. Let's comment it for now. And now we need in for loop we start with word for, and while loop we start with word while. So it's like this. So this is while you open circle brackets, and here if you remember in this for loop we put three things. We assign a variable, we define a variable, assign it to something, and we put the condition here, and we put the increment here, and we put inside the curly brackets what we want to do. So while here we put only the condition, so we assign the variable out of the code in global area, and inside the while, inside the circle brackets, we put only the condition. So the condition was in the for loop, we put exactly the same to show you how while loop do exactly what for loop do. So if I smaller of count the array 4, so here we put the condition, which exactly the same condition what we put in the for loop. And now we open and close the curly brackets. So here inside, first thing we do, we put our code, what we want to do. So let's do the same. I copy paste this. I'm sure we need to uncomment this. So this is what we want to do, but still it will not work, because if you remember, here we have three things: the define a variable and assign it to something, condition, and increment. Here we have the assign, or we define a variable out in global scope. We put the condition here. So this is, we put the condition here, and we put what we want to do inside the curly brackets. Still one more things, which the increment, where we put the increment. So we put it after our code. So after we finish here, we put the increment, and it's exactly the same. So it's I plus plus, and don't forget the semicolon, and save. So now this code, this block of code, do exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It's different syntax. We use while. We use while loop. We define the variable out on the global scope. We put inside the circle brackets only the condition, and we do the increment after the code inside the curly brackets. And as you can see, we put what we want to do in the curly brackets. But this do exactly the same of this. So you can use what you prefer or what your company prefer, because this both of them, which one it's comfortable for you, you can use it because they do exactly the same. There is no difference between these two. So let's check if this is true or not. We didn't test it. Let's put it under test. So this is the localhost PHP. I need to refresh, and I get exactly the same. So maybe I'm not getting the same. Maybe the page is stuck. Let's do some change. Let's change the edges, for example. Let's put 40, 45, and mic 50. So now when I refresh, I assume I should get different edges for this person because I changed the date now. If this code working, I should get the same result what this give me, but in different edges now, not what we see here. Here we see 33, 20, 35, and here it's 40, 45, 50. For Mario it's 40, for John it's 45, and Mike is 50. Let's check this. Let's refresh it. And ta-da! We have 40 for Mario, 45 for John, 50 for Mike. And this is mean this code just did exactly what this for loop did. Maybe we can. I'm using here I2 in two places, so I don't know if this will affect the scope or not. If it's affected, if we get error because of I defined 2 times, so I will change the name of the variable. But let's check. But here, this is the for loop, and this is the while loop. Let's make another echo here just to see what the difference. Let's echo here. Let's say for loop. So we will get a for loop. Yes, we need this. And semicolon. Always don't forget the semicolon. Let's take this and put it inside here, and here I want to, it's while loop, so it's while loop. Save. So now we should get 2 sections, one for loop, one for while loop, and they should be exactly the same. Let's check it. I hope we will not get an error because of I defined 2 times. We didn't get an error, but we get for loop. I forget this for loop, it will repeat many times. So, and while loop. So this is 3 come from the while loop, and this 3 come from the for loop. And this is now we are 100% sure this two different codes or two different loops do exactly the same. They loop in the array and they do what we told them to do. So next video I will show you the for each. For each it's also exactly the same. It will do the same, but maybe it's easier way for some people. I will show you how to do it in the next video. See you then.